What's up, family? Welcome back to another episode of the Dag Life Podcast here at the D. Nagler Group in San Diego, California, with a very dear friend and great guest of ours today, Miss Caitlyn Young.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
Good. Excited to be here.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm stoked.
I'm super excited.
I'm pumped. I know there's a little bit of reserve about it, but we're going to have fun. I'm excited to learn a little bit more about Caitlyn and kind of your journey into real estate with life outside of real estate. So
definitely. Take
it away. Tell us a little bit about, your journey into real estate, what life was like before it.
Yeah, so I before this was a dentalist, a manager, office manager,
okay.
And basically did that since I was 19. And it was funny because I went and got I did all the testing and everything back in 2017 to get my real estate license, but I just felt like at that time it wasn't the right time for me and my family. I had to make money at that point, and I just couldn't put that on the back burner.
You're good.
So in 2022, my dentist that I was working for, his wife was a real estate agent.
Okay. And
him and I sat down a few times and we talked about it, and he's like, "Wait, you took your classes?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "And you never pursued it?" And I'm like, "No." And so he was like, "You need to go and get your license and go and
actually practice.
And actually practice it." And so I was like, okay. So I was like, cool, this guy's behind me. I can work and do this at the same time. But ended up not. I ended up leaving. And he was like, what the hell? I thought you were going to stay here.
Bro, you told me to go do what I should have done.
Exactly. So I was like, all right, cool. And then ended up at a family friend's brokerage. My parents' best friend, when they were in high school and stuff, I went to his brokerage. Was there for about 2 years, and then Delcy and Haley were just whispering in my ear the whole entire time.
Yo, girl,
you have to come check it out. And
Love
I'm all right, cool. So I came to a couple role plays, still was nervous about making the switch.
Yeah. And
then it happened. I went and met them at an open house. Haley was like, honestly, I'll give you $2,000 if you end up not liking it and leaving. And I'm like, okay, I'll take you up on that. And it just wasn't I wasn't getting the training and stuff that I needed at the last brokerage. And I'm like, I need to go all in. And I need to be with someone that provides the training. And so I ended up here.
And here we are. That's amazing. How long have you been here now?
I've been here for 3 months now.
3 months.
Yeah.
It feels like forever.
I know.
Wild. So are you full into real estate now? Just real estate?
Yeah, so I was actually working for the Santee Chamber before I got on to DAG. But when I was coming here, I was like, all right, I need to just go all in.
Burn the ships.
Yeah, and say I don't have anything else to go back to.
That's it. I love that. It's tough. It's an industry where you really don't have much to fall back on. But what I always like to say is for people that if real estate doesn't work out and you're okay with it not working out, you can always go back to get a job.
Yeah.
You can always do that. But if you don't take the jump, if you don't take the leap of faith, and if you don't take the chance on yourself to do something to provide more for yourself and family, then what's the point of anything?
Yeah.
Right? It's very easy to go back and get a new job.
Yeah.
What was, when you transitioned, not even full-time, just getting into real estate to begin with 2 years ago, what was the transition like from your current full-time job into real estate, and how did you manage that process?
So I just feel like it was pretty easy. In the beginning, it was when I was at the other brokerage, we'd honestly only have a meeting once a week. And so it was kind of like I was a stay-at-home mom.
How many people?
And on our team, there was 5 of us at the time. Okay. And then, but as a brokerage, I think there was 30.
Got it.
And so it wasn't very strict. And there was no so it was easy kind of to
manage your time and stuff
my time. And that's kind of why I got into real estate, was because I wanted to be able to go to my kids when they got awards, or if they had field trips. I remember one time I asked for a day off to go on a field trip with my son, and I got told no, I needed to stay in the office.
Oh my God, that's so frustrating.
Yeah, and I'm I don't want to miss out on these little moments. I know they're tiny moments, but to me they're big. And
they're not tiny moments, and that's what a lot of people not fail to understand, but it's a little bit more difficult to realize, because I promised myself when I got into real estate for almost 4.5 years ago is that I will never go back to being an employee working for someone telling me when I can or can't go take a piss, when I can or can't take a lunch break, when I can or can't take time off. That structure of a lifestyle is insane.
Yeah.
Now, for people that will, at least at this point in my life, how I view it, there are plenty of people where that's the stability, they love it, it's the comfort, they're cool with it. And if it's their lifestyle, their family, their wants, and their needs, that's awesome. But for those of us that want to do something different and do more, something that's more fulfilling, more opportunity, or even people that complain about that kind of lifestyle and job, it's like there's so much more out there. And it's tough because when it comes to like real estate, there is no ceiling.
Yeah.
You can make as much as you want depending on how much effort you work, but you could also go months at a time without a paycheck.
No, absolutely.
So there's definitely more risk, but there's also more reward.
Yeah, definitely. And like I feel like that's where I talked to my dad, and he's like my number one motivator. When I'm like ready to toss in the towel, he's like, no, you're not. He's like, next level, next. And
I didn't
like,
raise a quitter.
Right, exactly. And so in the beginning, like the dentist that I was telling you about, how he had guided me to real estate. He had just opened up his practice 2 years prior, and I was like starting that up with him, you know, and my dad's like, you're putting all this time and effort into starting someone else's business. Why not put it into your own?
And not even someone else's business, it's someone else's dream.
Exactly.
And when you look at it from that front, we all have our own dreams, we all have our own ambitions and things we want to accomplish. Is why are more people not putting that emphasis and that energy and that effort into themselves? I get the stability, I get the comfort of getting a paycheck every 2 weeks. That's understandable, especially if you live in SoCal. It's expensive as fuck. It's a little bit more challenging.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like if you're not taking the chance and if you're not going for it, you're gonna wake up 50 years down the road and just have a whole ton of fucking regret.
Oh, absolutely.
And I refuse to be that person.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you for refusing to be that person too.
Well, definitely. And like I said, I was working at the chamber like while I was doing real estate, and I'm like, even that being a part-time, I felt like I was putting real estate on the back burner and not giving it the full. That's why whenever I was like, all right, like I'm making this switch, I'm like going all in. I need to be able to like not work on like my part-time, and I've already seen like so much of a difference.
I love that. It's huge. I mean, sometimes you just got to take that chance.
Yeah.
And it's working out, obviously, right? There's a lot of forward progress, a lot of forward momentum for this year. What would you say is just something that you're most excited about for 2025 for yourself?
I feel like the most excited is honestly being on this team.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, like I feel like it is like, it sounds so cliche, but it's definitely like family, and like how much do you guys motivate all of us and everything like that. I'm so excited to be on part of this team and like to see where it goes. Also obviously helping out my clients and everything, but yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
You don't have to kiss my ass too much. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, it goes without saying, and I have this conversation with people all the time, especially even Delcy last week, right? It's all I know is DAG.
Yeah.
I've never had a reason to consider another team, and I'd probably say the same thing on every single episode. I'll never leave. As long as I'm in real estate, there's no reason for me.
Yeah.
Coming over to DAG, right? Obviously, you knew a couple of people on the team, and you've been here for 3 months, right? So when you got here, when you checked us out, checked out the trainings, what was the 1 or 2 things where you're like, okay, this is home for me now?
I felt like the encouragement. Honestly, you guys encourage everyone, and like everyone's happy to be here. When I was at the previous brokerage,
we hope so,
right? And when I was at my previous brokerage, like you'd be lucky to have like 5-6 people at our trainings. Not to dog them at all, but it was, are we getting the value out of it? And coming into here and like even just my like observing it. The role plays were just so beneficial, and like not even like interacting in it, like just being the watching, sitting
pretty
back.
much being a fly on the wall.
Yeah, it's like you learn so much, and I should have said that, and I know I'm going to say that at the next meeting with the client or whatever it is. It's you're getting your wheels turning, and you're like, oh shit, I need to watch what I like say the next time.
I love that. That's cool, right? And it's taking what you learn and applying it and repeating. That's literally the method of the madness in real estate from like a coaching and training perspective. Is you take what you're given, you apply it, you execute, and you repeat. Rinse and repeat nonstop because things are always changing. In terms of like maybe a biggest challenge that you've had in real estate just in general, what has one of your biggest challenges been?
My confidence. I went from an industry that I knew like the back of my hand to an industry that's changing all the time, and like being confident in what I have to say, and that's just like the biggest one is like my confidence level, and not sounding like a dumb
Hey, we've all been there, right? In terms of like being still on the newer side a little bit and like kind of being with a new team, learning things differently, it comes with time. It's time and repetition. That's why, again, I'm going to say it again, I'm proud of you for taking the full leap, because now you can invest that time to fully be involved and engulfed. And when you do it part-time or you have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and it's not your main focus, it's a little bit more challenging to do that. And that's with anything in life. So you've been you've been licensed for how long now? About
2 years.
2 years? Okay.
Yeah.
What made you want to get licensed to begin with?
Well, I honestly, like, I would kind of go back to when I was telling you about, like, my son and, like, not being able to go on the field trip with him. I want to be able to have that work-life balance, and I felt like I really wasn't getting it anywhere else. So, honestly, being able to also be financially stable too.
Of course.
It's like you said, this roof is the limit for this, or the sky's the limit for this, sorry.
Yeah.
And that, and yeah, just being there for my kids. I have 3 of them, and
3
it's
kids.
hard.
So tell us a little
You
bit
know.
about that. Like, what's been, right, and we often talk about work-life balance, which
Yeah.
that doesn't fully exist. It's more so like a harmony of life.
Yeah.
Like, tell me a little bit about that process of juggling being a wife, having 3 kids, and the whole lifestyle outside of real estate.
Yeah, it's definitely not for the weak.
For sure.
Mom of 3, it's hard balancing everything, and then like just the home life and everything.
So in terms of like obviously having a lot on your plate,
Yeah.
mother of 3, husband, life outside of real estate, the whole 9, right? Sports, field trips, everything. How do you manage to balance and harmonize everything between the 2?
Yeah, I mean, I have a great support system. My husband obviously is a big play in that, and then also my family. I come from a huge Hawaiian family, and we're all in each other's ears all the
That's
time.
cool.
And yeah, it's cool when it's not.
Hey, a big
But-
Italian family.
Yeah.
I get it. Trust me.
Yeah,
So, and speaking of being part Hawaiian, you have a
Yeah.
very big middle name.
I do.
It's what, 18 letters?
It is.
How do you
It's
pronounce it?
Nanea Kahuku Maialani.
Okay, slow it
I
down.
know. Nanea
Nanea,
Kahuku.
Kahuku,
Kahuku.
Kahuku.
Ho.
Oh, Kahuku ho.
Ho.
Okay, we'll try that again another time.
Yeah.
Okay, so were you born in Hawaii or you're from here?
I'm here. My mom and, well, no, I'm from here. We'll just say
Okay,
that.
okay, cool,
Yeah.
got it. Born and raised San Diego. Okay, love
Yeah.
that. Never left?
Never left. Been here my whole life. My grandpa was a big pillar down in Santee.
Okay.
He was the Santana varsity baseball coach for 25 years.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah,
Nice
big pillar.
homegrown family.
Yeah, walk to the grocery store and you see everyone. And yeah, especially my grandma. We can't
That's
go
cool.
anywhere. Yeah.
That's cool. Well, obviously, again, right? Real estate, family, work-life balance. What are some things that you guys enjoy doing as a family outside of real estate?
Outside of
Because a lot is
Yeah.
going on.
there is a lot going on. We will find us either my kids playing base. So you'll find us down at the football fields. My sons play football. My daughter does cheer. Other than that, like, we're major Disneyland fiends. Like,
Okay.
we go there all the time.
How
I just went for my birthday. We just went like 2 weeks ago.
Really?
We go a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many times a year would you say you go?
So each kid's birthday,
Okay.
so 3,
Wow.
and then we try to go for for Christmas. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's about 4 or 5 times a year max.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
We go a lot.
That's a lot. It's
We
expensive.
go a lot. It is expensive.
Okay.
That is one expense we don't like mine.
Don't care about. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's a nice little tradition.
Yeah.
My best friend back home in Jersey, I was his best man at his wedding. His sister, his brother-in-law, and their kids are big on Disney. They go like 4 or 5 times a year.
Yeah.
But down in Orlando.
Oh, yeah. See, I wish.
Yeah.
Not yet. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah,
So that's our next goal.
For sure. That's
That
super
or a
cool.
Disney cruise.
That's amazing. In terms of like some challenges and some experiences just kind of being in real estate, because it changes so much. We're always interchanging. How are you keeping your clients up to date with the market and the trend in San Diego because of so many changes?
Yeah. I mean, I like to do a monthly newsletter.
Mhm.
It's kind of cutesy. It's dumb. But it's,
Don't call it dumb. Everyone's got their process.
Yeah, it allows them to see a market update every single month.
Okay.
Yeah, I put recipes on there, events that are happening in like the Santee East County area, and then as well as the market update, kind of giving them a little bit of tips if they're looking at kind of selling in the near future, how to prepare the house and get it ready for listing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just staying top of mind.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
That's huge. Super
Yeah.
important. What is an area of real estate that like you're super focused on this year?
I want to kind of focus still in the East County area.
Okay.
I'm so familiar with everything down there,
Mhm.
just being local and everything. Like I said, I used to work for the Santee Chamber, so I'm still like in the loop of like new developments and stuff that are happening down there. So yeah,
That's huge. That obviously provides
Yeah.
some kind of pillar of a
definitely.
sphere-based clientele base.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like I said, with my grandpa, like having so much of community that he did, like it's easy to be known down there.
That's huge, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of us, myself included, where when I got into real estate, I don't have that big spirit pipeline, right? So, I mean, if I lived in Jersey and I was in real estate, I would sell 500 homes a year.
Exactly.
Like, in my sleep.
Yeah.
But, so, kudos to you. That's definitely a huge benefit. Definitely milk that and work that. And don't leave San Diego.
Yeah, don't leave San Diego.
No, not at all. In terms of, obviously, we've, unfortunately, have seen a lot of fires.
Yeah.
Southern California, between LA, East County, all over the place. Have you had clients like reaching out about like concerns, or have you updated clients on any of that?
So I have not personally had anyone affected by the fires.
That's good.
I have seen a lot of posts though about people that their insurances have either lapsed, like they've canceled them and everything. So I know it's super, super sad. Luckily, I mean, Dean has provided us with like agent that will like insurance them. Insure them.
He's a great insurance provider. He's done so many of our clients. So that's good. That's good. That's exciting.
Yeah.
It's been what's your goal for this year?
My goal for this year is at least 12.
At least 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
One every single month.
One every month.
Yeah.
Are we on par?
I closed a referral, but
fine.
We're still like I'm almost there. Like I have one that's about to get into escrow.
Got the pop. I love that. That's super
Which is really good because I mean, like I said.
All right. Being a part of the team, there's a lot that comes with it. We are unorthodox in the most obnoxious way possible, right? For new agents getting into real estate, what kind of advice would you give them when it comes to looking for a team?
Yeah, I mean, I have a few friends that are getting into the industry. I would have that 6-month reserve kind of set up for them, like for their bills, because I mean, it gets hard. It's whenever you're not making the money, it's like you're about to throw in the towel and be like, I'm just going to go back to the 9 to 5, and it's not worth it. It honestly isn't. Like once you see that commission check, you're like, oh, that's actually really nice. Yeah,
that covers the last 6 months.
We're good. But other than that, like find a really good team that trains you. When I came over here, I had the opportunity to join the mentorship program, and when I was asked, I was like, well, I've been in the industry for 2 years. Do I really need it? Like, but I did. I needed to at least be guided a little bit more in the transactions. So, like, I think that you really need to find somebody that, like a team that offers good training. And
I think it's important that you say that, right? It's in an industry like real estate, people can get an ego very quickly.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time with agents that have been doing it for 25 years. You know, when it comes to being in real estate, because things change so much, contracts change every fucking year. You should be proud of yourself, or one, putting the pride and ego aside and saying, I actually need some support, even though I've been in it for a couple of years. And that's huge because things do change so much. And you're just elevating your game because of it. And you're going to probably exceed 12 deals this year, which is what I'm expecting. So
yes, hopefully.
Let's definitely see that.
We'll hit that.
When became the point, because I know we talked a little bit about you getting into real estate, you want to harmonize your life and stuff. When it came to deciding like what the next move was, were there any other options besides real estate that you thought of?
When I was like leaving. Yeah. Honestly, I was considering just going back full time and just going to work, you know? And like I said, when I was getting ready to throw that towel in, my dad was like, hell no, you're not. No, you're going back. Like, you're going to go with this team. You're going to exceed your goals and you're going to go good. So
I love that.
He's like, you're not going back to a 9 to 5 ever.
We love that. That's a good dude.
He's like, not happening ever again.
Smart man. With having 3 kids, how old are they?
I have a 5, 7, and 12.
Okay, so nice little age gap. Age group, okay, and 2 boys and a girl, right?
2 boys and a girl.
Is your daughter the youngest?
Yes.
She's a little baby. She's a little princess.
She runs
the house.
She runs that house.
That's cool. Good for her. Big journey, long journey. Right? A lot of life changes.
Definitely.
Kids, family, the whole 9. If you were sitting down with 18-year-old Caitlyn, and she's sitting right in front of you right now, what is one piece of advice that you would give her?
So, 18-year-old Caitlyn was pregnant and getting ready to have a baby.
Okay.
Go for your dreams. Do it. Because you're going to struggle if you don't. And I think that if I would have started younger and really sat down and evaluated my life, and for my son that I was about to have, we would have been in a different situation. We struggled the first good 6 years, 7
Mhm.
years. And we're like just now starting to like get comfortable and like being happy and doing our things that we want to do. So
Yeah.
I would have told myself to start sooner.
I love you for that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the vulnerability and authenticity. And I always like to look at things on both sides of the fence. And I had this conversation with Delcy last week.
Yeah.
It's very easy for us to look back on things and wish we could have done things differently, or sometimes call regret. It's a word I don't like to use, but
Yeah.
look at certain circumstances in life changes where we wish things had happened differently. But if we did go back and change those decisions or erase those mistakes, we wouldn't be half the person we are today. And I think there's a lot of importance that comes with understanding the fact that we are in these chairs that we're in right now because of everything that's led us to here.
Exactly.
And that's the only thing we can focus on.
Yeah.
And just changing the way we do things moving forward.
Yeah.
So the forward projection and outlook for you and your family,
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you.
Me too.
Because
I can't wait.
life is about to get incredibly good for you.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah. No,
I love
I'm
it.
super excited. I
Good.
mean, I prayed on like this for a long time. So
Mhm.
I'm super excited to be here with Dag and to get this business going.
That's it. The power of prayer.
Yeah,
Been
definitely.
praying a lot lately. It just brings a lot of peace, brings a lot of power, and it just brings a lot of clarity in life.
It does, honestly. And I prayed on coming here to Dag, and I'm like, is this the right move? You know, like I was kind of nervous
Mhm.
leaving from what I know, like knew, and like my mom being friends with the broker, and like I was just nervous about like leaving and stuff. And so I prayed on it, and there was a sign like immediately. I'm like, oh yeah, that was supposed to. I'm supposed
That's
to be
it.
here.
God led you here.
Yep.
I love that.
Yeah.
Power of life.
Yeah.
Loved having you on. There's a lot to unwrap in Caitlyn.
Yeah.
What is something you would love for us to know about you?
So I might come off shy in the very beginning and reserved, but I have two personalities. Once you get me like uncracked and like let my guard down and everything, I'm a very talkative, very outgoing person.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure you
we've
do.
experienced that.
One time.
That's how it should be, right? You know, if you're,
Yeah.
and it's not necessarily that it should be that way, but when you're around the people that love you, people that you love,
Yeah.
and people that you like to enjoy yourself with and have a good time with,
Yeah.
you should be able to open up and should be able to
Exactly.
be your authentic self. And we
Yeah.
love that side of Caitlyn too.
Yes.
And just as much as we love the sometimes quiet
Just
side.
said quiet side.
That's it. It's all good.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to bring up, just because we talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
It's something that stems from Dean and Aphrodite onto the team, and we talk a lot about legacy.
Mhm.
And when we look far down the road, we look back on our lives as how do we want to be remembered, and,
Yeah.
and what do we want our journey to be remembered for? When you think about that, and we're way down the road when all is said and done, what would you want Caitlyn's legacy to be?
Honestly, I just want my kids proud of me. You know, I want my kids to be like, damn, she really did the thing. She was an 18-year-old mom and she made it happen for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Honestly, that's the biggest thing. I'm doing everything for them.
Love
So,
that.
yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you for
Thank
that.
you.
It's definitely a long journey. There's a lot of challenges. We have a lot of obstacles to overcome, but you got a whole team behind you.
Yeah.
So
And I'm grateful for that.
yeah, we're grateful
Yeah.
for you too.
Thank
Appreciate you. I'm super stoked to have you on today.
you. Likewise.
It was a lot of fun.
It was.
Definitely gonna have you back.
Yes.
Now that we've done it already once.
Now we're
you got
good.
the effect. But super excited to kind of see where 2025 takes you.
Yes, I'm excited.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of Dag Life Podcast. We'll see you next time.